What's up, everybody? It's Spoodsby here, or just Spoods. Spoods preferred. So before I get into this life update, I would just like to showcase some photos here of some parts of the room that maybe not everyone got to see properly. Now that we have that out of the way, basically, I just want to get into what's going on. I know that most people are not really going to click on this and care too much, which is fine. I just want to make this for my own benefit, whatever you want to call it. So if anyone does watch this, I really appreciate it. So most people already know that I have moved back to California. I originally am from California. I was born and raised here. But 4 years ago, I moved out of California and moved to Utah to change my life for the better. It was such a great start. I learned how to drive. I got a car. Had a lot of good things going for me. But I, unfortunately, just fucked it up, made some mistakes, and I put myself in a lot of debt. And I don't blame anyone for this because I know it's nobody else's fault but mine. And right now, all I've been trying to do since the last couple of months is try to get myself out of debt, fix it, and pay it all off, which is what I'm doing successfully. But unfortunately, while I was paying my debt in Utah, I had to start thinking about where I was going to relocate. So I was talking with my mother, and she offered me a place to live. And at first I refused because, I'm very prideful and I prefer to handle things on my own. And I've refused her. And I said I didn't want to live with her again. But then I really thought about it. And I thought to myself, I just need to swallow my pride. And I need to just accept the offer. Because right now, I need all the help I can get. And to be honest, I also did it because I really miss my mom. I only see my mother maybe 2 to 3 times a year at most because, it's not cheap flying over to a different state. That's why she would only come every other month. And yeah, that's basically why I decided to come back as well, because I missed her cooking, and honestly, I'm really happy to be back here because this is a state that I'm familiar with. I have more familiar faces here. So, honestly, it's going to work out, and I'm pretty excited about what's coming for me next in the future. So right now, all I'm trying to do is pay off my debt, and then once I'm done paying off my debt, I'm going to start saving up again, and I'm going to get myself another car. So, basically, with all that being said now, with some people who don't know, I lost my car. It was co-signed for, and while I was trying to pay the debt off, I just had a hard time keeping up with the payments. So, unfortunately, I had to give up the car so I could continuously make my loan payments. And I didn't want to ruin my sibling's credit because my sibling is the one who helped co-sign for the car. Yes, I was very upset when it happened, but honestly, it was for the best, and I see that now. And then, unfortunately, before coming here, I was told that my stepdad didn't want animals on the property, specifically dogs. So I had to find a new home for my dog Callisto that some of you have seen. So before I left, I unfortunately had to give him away. He was taken to the Humane Society. He's luckily, thankfully, not going to be put down. He's going to be just fine. And hopefully another loving family will adopt him and take better care of him than I did. Unfortunately, I will never see him again, but I'm going to move on and just be happy that he's going to be taken care of and that he'll have a better life with or without me. I miss him to this day. I mean, I know he was given away last week, but I still think about him a lot. I even kept the pillow that he would steal from me sometimes. And sometimes whenever we used to sleep together, he would sleep on my pillow. Or sometimes whenever I was gaming, he would just be in my spot. Whenever I would be done gaming for the night, I'd have to forcibly move him because he refused to get out of my spot. But at the end of the day, I still got to move him, and we would cuddle and fall asleep together. I know I'm never gonna get that again with him, but I know that, again, he's going to a better place with some other family. I know at the start of this year, I posted a video and talked about how, like, I was gonna finally change my life and finally, you know, move on with the stuff that happened in 2025. Well, honestly, I fucking fumbled, and that was a fucking lie. I was hoping it was going to be a good start, but, you know, it went to shit very quickly with me losing my car at the beginning of the year, pretty much, and issues with my siblings. I'm not gonna go into detail too much about it, but I was pretty much at war with my siblings, and I was not speaking to them for quite some time. I mean, even though we finally worked it out at the end of the day, I still feel like for most people, you know, family isn't everything. Yes, I know my family loves me. My family will always have my back, and they've helped me a lot. I am very grateful for everything my family has done for me. But sometimes you have to look out for yourself, and you can't always rely on your family, because sometimes they ask you to do stuff for them, you do it. You ask them to do stuff for you, they don't. Because I was always willing to help out whenever I could. I'll admit, when I was younger, I hated being asked to help and like do little things by them. But I changed a lot over the years, and I am willing to do anything for my siblings and their children, which I love very much. I think, honestly, I'm gonna miss the children the most from Utah. I used to wake up every day at my brother's house, and I would see his first daughter, my brother's first daughter, Aurora. She was such a cutie. She slowly started like learning how to wave hi at people and started learning how to talk towards the end of my time there in Utah. Every time she would smile and wave at me, it would make me want to smile too, because honestly, I'm not the type of person who likes to smile a lot. That's why, like, sometimes whenever I do post pictures of myself, you know, you guys see I don't smile. It's not because I hate the world. It's just I just don't feel comfortable smiling. And that's just an insecurity of mine that I'm trying to get over. That's one of the many things I'm going to work on now that I'm here in California trying to change my life for the better. I'm going to work on eating better and trying to exercise more again, because honestly, for the last like 25 years of my life, I've never liked myself. Like, no matter what I did, I just never liked myself at all. It's always been that way since I was in elementary school, middle school, and high school. I just, you know, the fact that I got bullied also didn't help either. You know, I was always just self-loathing, and I felt like everything was my fault. I was never really invited to anything growing up. So whenever people, like, you know, invite me to go out, or like I'm invited to something, just anything, it feels weird to me because, you know, I was always the outcast growing up, and I just didn't know how to really respond to people genuinely trying to show me kindness. Because that's another thing that I have trouble with. I have trouble opening up about myself. I have trouble talking about my problems. It's not because I'm lazy or like feel like, you know, I don't want to. I do want to talk about my problems, but I feel like it's a waste of time. I feel like I'm just wasting other people's time just talking about myself and trying to, you know, let it all out. That's like because of experiences with people who like say like, oh, I don't care, you know, it's like it's not really that big of a deal. Because I grew up in a Mexican family, so you know most people from back in my mother's day, you know, they don't really understand depression. They don't understand insecurity. So, you know, people are expected in Mexican families to just tough it out and suck it up. No one really expresses their feelings. But I grew up differently. I grew up, you know, always showing my emotions. As much as I wanted to hide my emotions, I couldn't because I couldn't help it. Whenever I felt like I needed to cry, it would just come out. Whenever I was pissed off, it would come out. Just anytime in general, it always, like, my emotions always needed to come out. But as I grew older, I started trying to hide it more because, again, I feel like I'm just wasting other people's times talking about my problems and talking about how certain things make me feel. But over the years, I have gotten slowly better at it. I used to be a huge people pleaser, and I would try to make everyone happy, but after a bunch of experiences I've had, I know I can't make everyone happy. I know that not everyone's going to like me. I know not everyone's going to like each other, but I still try my best to somewhat make people comfortable, because my intentions are to just be a good person. I just want to do the right thing, and I want to help people whenever I can. I like to think that I get this behavior from my mother because I remember when I was in high school, my mom was trying to help out one of my cousins from her side, even though I honestly don't remember what happened between my mom and my cousin, but he did some fuck shit apparently, and that's why he was forced to move out of my mom's house a couple years back. And I asked my mom, like, why are you helping him again? Didn't he like do this and that? And then my mom talked to me and said, you know, sometimes, mijo, some people deserve second chances. And, you know, ever since that day, I learned to show more empathy to people and try to give the right people a second chance. Obviously, I know I shouldn't be giving second chances to everybody like that. I'm pretty much just using my mother's knowledge to give a second chance to the right people who deserve it and who genuinely want to change. Because there's a lot of people who just don't want to change at all, and that's on them. You can't save people who don't want to be saved. It's always good to be honest with people and tell them the truth. Even, I understand, you know, not everyone likes to do confrontation. Not everyone wants to be open about how they feel because they're afraid. I am one of those people too, but I eventually got over it, and I started being more open about how things make me feel, and I don't force myself to do things I don't want to do anymore. So, with that being said, I'll go ahead and stop talking now. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, whatever time you're watching this, and I appreciate you for checking out the video, checking out my room and everything. I will see you guys in my streams.
You've really become quite an inconvenience for me.